Good morning. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Someone is on their knees right now praying for an opportunity. Someone is on their knees right now in desperation, right? Hoping for a way out. As Brenda has said, someone's in the desert right now, not knowing how they're going to get out. Okay? You guys, that was me. When I look back, there was a time in my life, and I had Holy Spirit moment this morning, so that's what I'm talking about today. Again, this is Bob Bolden, Life Transformed. This is We Wednesday, where I do a little teaching to hopefully add value to people. Right, so that's what I want to do today. And apologize for jumping on a little bit late. Brenda and I had a really amazing discussion. And it was a tough discussion, right? And you guys know this, I'm preaching to the choir. We all have tough discussions that we have to go through. But that's what life is all about. And, if your heart is good, then you'll figure out how to make that happen. So, my story, back to some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. Okay, there was a time in my life when I was in the corporate world making lots of money. Well, first of all, you guys know I grew up in Chicago. Basically, no money, didn't care about money. We didn't have money. Went to school, got a job, was able to accumulate a lot of money. Wasn't happy. But I had no way out. My good friend Pamela Quinn did a mastermind last night that I was fortunate enough to be a guest on. And we covered a chapter from John's book, Leadership, which is an awesome book. It talked about people pleasing. So I think, a lot of times in my life, I was doing things to please other people. And that wasn't good, right? Because you can spend your life doing that stuff. And if this resonates with anybody here, right, if you've ever been in that situation, maybe you're in that situation now. Maybe you're making great money, but you don't have a purpose. You feel like there's got to be something more. You've got everything that looks great from the outside, but it's just not fueling you on the inside. Then, we're going to spend a few minutes talking today. So those are the people that, if you have a little bit of a twinge to say this is something that's resonating with me, then let's spend a couple of minutes talking through it. So as some of you may know, I've got we have a business called Life Transformed. And basically the way that works is we believe, and it's been, I think, well documented from a lot of sources, it's not just us, that there are 5 major purpose areas in everybody's life. There's spiritual, physical body, love, relationship, personal growth, and gifts, financial and time. Right? Those are the key areas. And believe me, I have got a jacked up story for each of those areas in my life. I think we all do, right? In each of those areas, we have stories that, and gaps and things that, we're just not as excited about. But for me, all right, so what I want to focus on today is that last bucket. And that is the gifts, the financial and time. All right? So, I don't know how many of you are aware, I've got a side gig, if you will, that I help build entrepreneurial teams of people, right, who give all those things. These teams supply all those things that money can't buy, right? They supply purpose. They supply vision. They supply fulfillment, right? Those are the teams that I'm building with my little side gig here. And I am so super excited to have that as part of Life Transformed, right? Because again, I didn't have that. When I was stuck in a corporate world, if somebody would have shared with me a chance to become part of a high-performing team of people that are working for each other, right? Don't judge each other, working for a bigger purpose, a purpose bigger than them, right? I would have died. It would have saved me years on my life, may have saved a marriage. I mean, there's all kinds of things that this can go to. So I am just, I'm super passionate about sharing that opportunity. So, the other thing that I know is that people, me included, we all, this is a basic human truth. The reason we change is because, and we talked about this a little bit last week, the reason we change is because of either pain or pleasure. In other words, it's so painful that we have to change, right? We just have to because the pain is too great. Or the opportunity, the potential for pleasure is so huge that we're like, oh yeah, I'm going to finally change. I'm going to get out of my inertia. So if you're a person, what's up, Nicole? So if you're a person and you're in a spot in life where, things are okay. And yeah, I'm working for an employer and, the job's good. I'm not really doing what I enjoy, but that's okay. It's hard to find a job these days. Coronavirus, all these things. If you're in that space, then you're not in a space where you're ready, right, to make a change, to step into change. So it is an awareness thing. So it is really, truly all about being aware of where you are. And believe me, I love all y'all that are, content where you are. That's good. That's fine. I can't help you. I mean, literally. But here's what I can do. If you're content right now, I can guarantee you there'll be some point in your life where you're not content. There'll be some point in your life, right, where that job maybe is taken away from you, where that something happens with a loved one or whatever it may be. So just know that there is a way, right? There is a way. And I don't want to see people have to go through what I went through. I went through a lot of pain before I ever changed and took a different path. I mean, I stayed in the corporate world probably 5-6 years too long. I stayed in the wine store, owning a wine store probably about 5 to 6 years too long, right? Because, I didn't take action when I knew I needed to take action. I waited for circumstances to improve, that sort of thing. So what I want to do is be able to help people kind of condense that time period. If you know right now that maybe you're in a corporate world like I was, you're making lots of money and you're like, this is hollow. I don't have a purpose. Then don't wait until you self-sabotage like I did. There is a way to get out. And it's scary. You got to take a step. You got to invest in yourself. But there's a way to do it, right? So that's what I'm here to talk about. And again, I'm just looking down at my notes here because I wanted to make sure I captured certain things. So, back to that whole premise, I know that we have got an awesome team of people that are there to help other people achieve their dreams. So, there's a certain fear out there that predominates the culture. And I don't know how many people here know about um, the whole network marketing world. I knew nothing about it till about 3.5 years ago. And then as I became aware of it, and again, this is my side gig, and it's something that I do because, as a business owner, I investigated this, the industry, and I investigated what was going on, and I was amazed at what was happening there. And then I heard people like, forget about politics, but, Donald Trump, John Maxwell, Warren Buffett. I mean, all these people, they were asked at various times in the last several years, well, if you didn't have your fortune, you didn't have, whatever it is that you're doing now, what would you recommend for people to do if they really wanted to get the most out of their God-given gifts? And he said, well, I'd find the best network marketing company and I'd get to work. I'm like, this is cool. Now, as I was investigating, I heard a lot of people say too, oh, that's pyramid scheme. Boom. But, I heard all of this stuff, those terms, but I got some wisdom. And even as I reflected back before this call, this FaceTime Live, or Facebook Live this morning, I thought, when I thought back at all the people that said pyramid scheme, and I thought about, and this is something Dean Graziosi gave me. He said, if you're getting advice from someone, I want you to just close your eyes and imagine that you're that person the next morning. Are you happy or not? Boom. Right? Drop the mic. That is awesome advice. You guys, it's advice I pass on to everybody. Right? And I don't know how else to say it, but don't take financial advice from your brother-in-law who's filed bankruptcy. Don't take relationship advice, from somebody who, has botched up several relationships in a row. So when I thought back on that whole experience, the people that I had heard that the network marketing opportunity is great were people that I admired, and people that had really done some great things, right? John Maxwell in particular, huge, versus the people that I've heard as I went through my mind and thought, all right, who are all these people that have said pyramid scheme? Well, those are people that I probably wouldn't wake up the next day and think, oh yeah, I'd love to be in their shoes. So just some food for thought from my standpoint. So the reason I chose that industry was because it is the industry where more people like you and me can prosper without having to work for somebody else, right? We can actually control our own destiny, right? We can surround it. I heard our CEO for that, and the company is called LifeVantage, that my side gig and what I use to help entrepreneurs with. If people want to get time freedom, again, they're in that bucket of life transformed where it's the gifts and it's financial and time freedom. What I talk to people about is what we're really looking for is time freedom, time to use all of our God-given gifts the way we were designed to use them. And in our world, in this world, as I like to say, money does provide you time freedom. But don't get me wrong, time is the most important asset that we have. Because you can always make more money, but you can't get back time. So again, I'll speak for me. All those years I spent in the corporate world, I made a lot of money, but invested huge amounts of time that I'll never get back, right? And I wasn't growing, right? So this is an opportunity where it's growth. We heard our CEO, Darren Jensen, he was interviewing this author dude. I've got it out on Facebook somewhere, but he said, we are really in a personal growth company masquerading as a direct marketing company, which is true. Everybody that's involved in these companies, they want to grow. They want to get better. They want to help each other. So anyway, those were some ahas for me. So I hadn't realized the whole power of what I have been exposed to here. And I go back to that original, what I opened this Facebook Live with. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Someone is on their knees right now praying for an opportunity that I have, that we have. And shame on me if I think I can judge and I can determine and I can assume who needs it and who doesn't need it. Holy cow. Not good, right? All I can do is passionately share the fact that we are building teams of people that can help teams of people get to the time freedom, achieve their dreams, achieve the goals that this awesome God of ours put us on earth to do. Right? So when Carrie Dickey is the person that said that, and I saw her say that on a stage, and the whole place was literally emotional and in tears. And her point was, some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting. Someone is on their knees this morning praying for an opportunity like this. Okay, so how dare I, if I don't do a Facebook Live talking about this? Who am I to not share this opportunity with people? And who am I to let my ego, right, determine whether I share this or not? Who am I that if somebody says, oh, Bob, that's a pyramid scheme, who am I to let that impact me, right? When I know what it is we're trying to do. So that's my message today to everybody out here who sees this, is if you are in that situation like I was, where you didn't have a way out, or you felt like it. I felt like I was trapped in the corporate world, where you're making money, but you're just not happy and you're unfulfilled. And everybody, listen, everybody on this earth, we were all designed by our awesome God for love and abundance. And God doesn't screw anything up, right? That's what we were designed for. And he put each one of us here for a big, big purpose. What's up, Kim Labrie? How are you? He put us all here for a huge, huge purpose. And like I said, he doesn't screw anything up. So my reason, again, life transformed, going from this world's success to God's world significance. That's what we are all about, right? So if I can be significant in your life, if I can give you one spark to get you stepping towards that dream and out of that fear, I'd much rather have you go and chase your dream, not because of pain, but because of pleasure, because of, destiny, because of purpose, because of, you're going to something versus you're going away from something versus running away from something. So you guys, I just want to save. And I know, people talk about, we all have our stories and you have to walk, you need to experience it yourself. Yeah, that may be true. But maybe I can cut 2 months off of somebody's suffering or not knowing their true purpose, right? If I can do that, then, you know, I might be playing a small role. God is doing the transformation, but he just wants me to passionately share what it is that I feel like the Holy Spirit's putting on my heart. Let me see if I missed anything here. Oh, so whenever you see this, I think I've got a button on here to direct message me, and I can give you more information. If something today tugged at you and you're like, hey, I want to learn more about these teams that you're building, then, man, just message me and we'll get you involved. We've got a vision and purpose workshop. Maybe you're not ready for a team, but maybe you want to just figure out your vision and purpose. We're going to be doing a workshop at the end of May around that. So we can get you all that information. So that's what I would say is, if this resonated with you at all, you know, shoot a couple of thumbs up in the comments section on this. And I don't know if it's even shareable, but hopefully it is. If it's shareable, share it with someone. Again, it may not be you, but you may know someone. Hey, Robin, you may know someone who is in a similar situation. And let's bring them some hope, right? That's what we do, is we bring people some hope and we show them the way. If you feel like you're stuck, there is a way. You know, like I've taught before, you just have to find the who that can help you figure out the how, so you can get to where you need to go, right? So let's do that. Let's be a community of people that are for people, and that are just honoring our awesome God, following Jesus along the way, and let's learn together. All right, love you guys. Have a great rest of your day.